Roy, look, yesterday in the Boot Part 1, we did make mention of some fantastic programs on the ABC that people could enjoy at other times of the week when they're not listening to ABC News Radio.
Yes.
We talked about the terrific shows on Monday night, where we talked about the 7:30 show with Leigh Sales.
Used to be the 7:30 report.
Yeah, now it's just 7:30.
It hasn't suffered by losing the word report there.
It certainly hasn't.
And it hasn't suffered by Kerry O'Brien going upstairs or sideways to Four Corners, where he has to do bugger all, just top and tail.
And we spoke about the Australian story, Four Corners, the whole lineup media watch. And I did make some, what I'm describing today in media commitments as inadvertent comments concerning Hustle and Agatha Christie's Miss Marple.
Yes.
I said these were shows, well, I don't want to repeat my comments, but they were not supportive of these programs. I've been speaking to management overnight, and I wish now to apologise to listeners who may have got the wrong idea. Let me say two things about this, though. I had no idea my comments were being recorded.
No.
I had no idea that people would then, the next day, play them back to me in a less than flattering context.
Yes.
The other thing is, I was at a christening in Scone a couple of weeks ago, and you well know this, and I tried these comments out with the audience. I didn't know the kids who were being christened. There were a couple of young kids there being christened. I just saw 200 or 300 people, and I thought, hello, this looks like a receptive ABC critical audience, and I just said a few things to them concerning Hustle and Agatha Christie's Miss Marple, and I chanced my arm and repeated them yesterday, completely unstuck. I apologise unreservedly to anybody who may have taken offence and are lovers of those programs.
Yes, indeed. And we should point out, I'm mindful of the flack you've been under, HG, as a result of those inflammatory comments. And can I just say that HG both misspoke and was taken out of context, for a start. We have been great supporters of the Sunday night lineup on ABC television. ABC One, that is, and that is with Miss Marple, and sometimes the Midsummer Murder Show. Now, I haven't seen too many of them, but when I have seen them, they've been almost professional. You'd have to say they're almost professional in the way they come across. They do have a beginning, a middle and end, a plot and a subplot, and you are confused and you're not certain as to who the murderer is until the very last scene. And that's a creditable thing in this day and age.
Yes, it certainly is.
But turning to the Monday night lineup, which I think is a real strength for ABC One, that Q&A show, by God, it's all the talk, isn't it? It's all the talk. And I noticed that the lineup this week, that is over the holiday long weekend, is a particularly strong lineup. I think tomorrow night is Concini Ferretti Wells.
Wonderful.
Is joining Tony Jones with Corey Bernardi, Sophie Mirabella, Alan Jones, Erica Betts and George Brandis. I think it's going to be a greenhouse gas special, a climate change special, so it should be a very lively discussion, which I'd encourage all to have a look at with an open mind.
Yeah, open mind.
So that's fantastic. And that comes after, of course, that Media Watch show, I think, HG.
Yes. How do you get on with that, Roy?
Oh, look, I quite like the Media Watch show, but I don't like, unless we're in its crosshairs. And I'm expecting you to be in its crosshairs tomorrow night, given the unfortunate
comments
out of context comments that were made about Miss Marple
and
yesterday.
Hustle.
And Hustle.